What's good, everyone? Jets takeoff. Jets dropped week 2 of the preseason. They've played 3 games, but they lose 13-6 final score. Jets could not put any touchdowns on the board, which is a little bit disappointing, but it is preseason. It is the second team, I guess, so you can cut some slack there, but still, I'd like to see more touchdowns overall in these preseason games. I understand Hackett will not be dialing up his true play calling sheet because he's saving that for the regular season, but still, it would be nice for the second teamers to go and score. But who are some impactful players in today's game? Well, Jason Brownlee, he finally showed up. He's been all over the place at camp, and finally he had a big day today. 4 catches, 50 yards, made some nice moves after the catch. I really liked what I saw from him, and I'm sure the coaching staff is thrilled too to finally see him get some action. I think he's going to get that roster spot, which is great news for him. And speaking of roster spots, heading into today, the running back room, that was the question. Which of the backs would get the nod as kind of running back 3 or even running back 4? Now, I'm guessing Michael Carter already has his spot locked up because he didn't even play today. So it was mainly versus Zonovan Knight and Abanikanda. Oh my God. And Abanikanda actually outplayed Zonovan Knight, but he got hurt with a leg contusion. How serious that is, I'm not exactly sure, but it did not look good at all when he walked off the field. I would have given the spot to him over Zonovan Knight, but with this injury, Zonovan Knight may be saved. Knight he could still provide value as a return man, even though he didn't do good today. But those are really the injuries and some of the player performances that I like today. Now, quarterback Zach Wilson, he had that highlight reel where he was looking like Michael Vick out there. You love to see him use his legs a little bit more. And the thing is, he was trying to pass first, and that's why I actually like the play. It's not just there was pressure in his face, and then he'd run sort of like we saw in years past, but I thought he played well today overall. He missed about 3 throws accuracy-wise. There was one where I think it was an in route where he just completely missed. That one, I think that was like one of the first misses of the entire game. That one was pretty bad, but the rest of them weren't awful. I thought he actually looked pretty decisive, which was good. He looked composed, and he looked kind of calm in the pocket, which is something we need to see from him because you could tell that sometimes the moment's a little bit too big for him. That's going to be one of the things to follow, especially next week when he gets some more playing time. Does he still look composed? Because he's obviously throwing the ball like Aaron Rodgers now. Now he's just got to have the composure like him, and I think he's quarterback too. Now, Tim Boyle, I thought as soon as he got into the game, he played well, but other than that, he really didn't impress me. The interception was very unlucky. I'll give him that. But the rest of the game, Tim Boyle didn't really do much at all. So, I would give Zach quarterback 2 at this point. I still keep Tim Boyle on the roster, though. He obviously knows the system, but how much can that really help when he's not necessarily playing well, even though he knows the system? Who knows? I think Zach is QB2. We'll know for sure next week after the last preseason game. But the offense, I just want to see some scoring. I know it's preseason, and I know these field goals, it's not the end of the world, but still, I want to see us score the ball. I want to see Hackett call some better plays, because it felt like when Zach Wilson was in the game, actually, Nathaniel Hackett, he was kind of playing conservative. I think there were 2 screens in a row. I was just like, come on, man. Let's just see if Zach can hit the intermediate part of the field. So maybe that's the greed in me, just wanting Zach to air it out all the time. But the offense overall didn't look too good. I will say, though, the offensive line did play pretty good today. They played well. I'll give them that. They have deserved a lot of criticism through training camp and in preseason games. But today, overall, they played very good. Just sucks that Joe Tippmann is probably hurt. But Mekhi Becton, he stepped in the game. I thought he played, the first half of Mekhi Becton's game, he was really damn good. You could see him throwing defenders to the ground, doing well in pass protection, but in the second half of the game, I did see his performance drop off a little bit. There were a few sets and reps where he just wasn't that good in pass protection, and it looked like he kind of got outworked with technique, but he'll be playing next week too. I think he'll get a ton more snaps, so we'll really see if he'll be the right tackle, because that's sort of what Jets fans are leaning towards. They're like, well, Mekhi should be right tackle, and you know what? I don't necessarily disagree. Let's get him some more time, and I think we'll get a really good image of if he should start at right tackle, because we got to see, can he stay healthy 3 weeks in a row? If he can, then heck yeah. You know what? I'm all for it at that point. Greg Zuerlein missed a field goal. That was interesting, but other than that, special teams was pretty good. I thought we got the touchdown on that muffed punt by the Bucs, but they called it back, which sucks, but special teams I thought were overall pretty good today. And yeah, I don't really have more take. Actually, I forgot his last name, but Xavier. He was on special teams and on offense for a little bit. He actually really impressed me today. After I'm done recording this, I'm going to go remember his name because I thought he was one of the more underrated performers in today's game. Let's see. Adrian Amos, too. He stood out on defense. I thought he did a great job, and he's definitely in the mix for the second safety. I know the coaching staff is giving it to Tony Adams, but seriously, Adrian Amos is still a good player. I have no problems if he is lining up next to him or if he's the next man if Jordan Whitehead or Tony Adams go down. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about today's game. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.